Ashwani Jain. I'm a 35-year-old proud son of immigrants and small business owners, very proud product of public schools, and I'm also a published author. I have worked in the public, private, and nonprofit sectors and had the honor of working for President Obama in the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and also in his White House. In 2022, I made history as the youngest person to run for governor of Maryland. And earlier this year, I ran for Congress, finishing in a third place in a very competitive primary. But I say all that to say, my proudest achievement is not any of that. What truly defines me is being a 22-year cancer survivor. Now, I see you all doing the math, thinking, how can that good-looking boy with a baby face be that old? Well, I'm 35, actually, but my life changed dramatically when I was 13 years old and diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in the middle of the 8th grade. Cancer wasn't just a physical battle for me. It was emotional and mental warfare as well. From the moment of my diagnosis, through the countless surgeries and procedures that followed, through the chemotherapy that I had to endure, it was like I had lost control over my own life. I wasn't just living anymore, I was merely surviving. There were moments when I could never imagine even leaving the four walls of my hospital room. My days became dictated by others. When to wake up, when to sleep, what medicines to take, what to eat. I lost all my hair, I lost all my confidence, and at times, even my will to keep living. I felt powerless. I also missed out on so much. My final year of middle school, hanging out with my friends, and just being a 13-year-old kid. Instead, I spent my days in hospital rooms surrounded by x-ray machines. Surgeries piled up, each one more painful than the last. And the scars were not just on my body, but on my spirit. I felt like I was being reduced to just a number, a patient, not a person. But then something incredible happened. I was introduced to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they granted my wish to meet Denzel Washington. I know, right? Now, this was 2005, and he was performing Julius Caesar on Broadway. And when we arrived at the theater, and my sister can tell you all about it later as well, we watched Denzel give the performance of a lifetime. I mean, come on, you know, he's amazing. But the real magic happened after. For 15 minutes, my family and I got to sit and speak with the man, the legend himself, backstage. And for those 15 minutes, all that pain and fear that I had been feeling and living with disappeared. Cancer became just another word in the dictionary. And for the first time in a long time, I had felt hope. Because for so long up to that point, I had felt guilty for what I was putting my family through. But meeting Denzel, or Zell as I call him because we're like BFFs now, and I'm really cool. But meeting him and seeing the joy on my sister's face, on my parents' faces, made me realize that, you know what, maybe I can give something back. That maybe I could channel all of my pain and depression into something productive and into something meaningful. That maybe I could replicate this joy that we're feeling right now to other families who are going through something very similar. And so it was that joy, that moment in time, that empowered me and became a turning point in my life. It gave me purpose at a time when I felt very hopeless. And from that day forward, I turned from a cancer patient to a cancer survivor and a happy and healthy community activist. And at the end of the day, and this is something that I know you all feel, but I think if you're lucky enough, if you're blessed enough to be given a second chance, or in some of your cases, third chances at life, is not just an opportunity for you. It is a responsibility. It is a responsibility to keep that door open of opportunity for everyone behind you. And when you've been given that chance, that another opportunity in life, it is your duty to share those feelings, share those blessings with other people who are still struggling. Because more often than not, people believe they are fighting alone, when in truth, they have a community standing with them and behind them. So I ask you, I implore you all to keep strengthening that community. Let's keep fighting the good fight, and together let's work hard to uplift all of those in this room and everyone who's not in this room who is still struggling and still fighting. So I thank you all so much for being here, for fighting the good fight. Keep honoring those who we've lost, but take that loss and move it forward.